go here. Those are our school colors. You know what I mean? Like, and so like we've kind of felt like the new kid for a long time. And this is a great league, but it's tough. And I think they have the benefit of three of the four head coaches have been in the Power 5 leagues before. They know what the league. Dana obviously knows the league really well. And Gus being in the SEC and Sat just coming from the ACC. So they've been through the grind of it. So they know what to expect, and they'll be able to prepare their teams.
You mentioned the time zone. Does just being in the same time zone, does that help?
Yeah.
Preparation, travel, all those things?
It's more so of everything that's set from the league office is Central Time Zone. So at least we got a couple other Eastern Conference Time Zone guys in there with us. It really doesn't affect. It doesn't. It's the only negative, and I could talk about positives forever. And just before you walked over here, they asked about travel. The only hard thing, being where we're located, is a night away game. If we play a Saturday night game, it really affects your Sunday, Monday, because if you play a Saturday night game in Texas, a lot of times you're not getting back, and it's close to seeing the sun come up. And so that affects your preparation on Sunday, Monday. It doesn't affect the game at all. It affects next week's game potentially, because you got to be careful, but it doesn't affect the game. I think that's the only negative. Now the other sport, it's harder. You know, playing basketball and all the Olympic sports, it's harder.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you, what did you think of TCU's year last year and just the job that Coach Dykes has done up there?
Yeah, I was fired up for Sonny. We played a really close contest there in Morgantown. We had a chance to win. Our running back got hurt, but they just had one of those years that you have sometimes. They created a lot of really good fortune for themselves, and I mean that they created it. Sonny coached me my first year in college, and so I've known him for a really long time. I appreciate his path. You know, he kind of his second opportunity in the Power 5, and he made the most of it. And he's well liked throughout college football. And so Max Duggan went on a run. They changed defensive schemes. I thought the kids really bought into that. They did a good job in the portal, not necessarily getting high-profile guys, but getting guys that fit into their schemes. And then offensively, they had some players, you know, and they got the ball to them. So, and they had an offensive line that returned that had a lot of experience. And so, happy for them. I thought it was great for the league as well.
Given your losses,
Yeah, you know, really, if you look at the losses, the one that really sticks out is Dante Stills, just because he played so much football. You know, he's I think he's played in the most games of any Mountaineer in history. He's really productive for a long time, and so we're going to miss that. We're not necessarily going to just replace that by any one individual. It's going to be a group effort. Now we have more depth on the defensive line than we've had. Lee Koba is a junior college transfer, and my experience as a position coach, coordinator, then as a head coach is there's always a big jump between your first and second year when you're coming from junior college, and I think we'll see that with him. I really feel like he's got a chance to be one of the leading tacklers. I think he's got a chance to be an all-conference player, and we're going to need that. Not only is he the most physical presence we have, but he's also the emotional leader on that side of the ball as well.
There's been a lot of talk about realignment, obviously, outside of maybe the Big 12 or even West Virginia's history of that. I feel like it's been good or bad for the sport overall.
Well, I don't know. I think it's way too early. You know, I think as far as whether it's good or bad will be told 20, 25 years from now. The only thing that I think is bad, it's hurt the fan base. It's hurt fans. Like some of the recent rules, like transfer portal, coaches are going to figure out how to deal with that. You know, you're going to gain some, you're going to lose some. What really hurts is your fan. You know, the fan that your season ticket holder that gets used to going the game and seeing guys come back and play 2, 3, 4 years in a row. Maybe that doesn't happen as much. The fan that loves rivalries, you know, there's been endless talk about Oklahoma and Texas. Now, I don't really care about that, but, like, that's a great rivalry for college football. You know, that's where the fans are hurt because you lose some of these rivalries that are natural, right? Like, our schedule's way more challenging than it probably needs to be. But from our fans' perspective, like, we played Virginia Tech. It's a great game for our fans. They can drive to it away, at home. That's a rivalry that has a long history. Playing Pittsburgh, one of the best rivalries in all of college football. That's a great game for our fans. And so I think if anyone's suffering through some of the changes, just not realignment, but just the changes in college football the last couple of years, it's been the fans. But from a coach, player, it doesn't really affect us a whole lot.